Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to examine how misinformation spreads. Now, we should first understand what scientific journal articles are. So scientific journal articles use precise language. They include the limitations of a study. They focus on small, specific questions, and they really avoid broad claims without replication. These articles are reviewed by experts in the field and carefully written to avoid overgeneralization. So that's important to know. They are a good source of fact and are reliable. Now, journalism, in contrast, often distorts research because they use dramatic headlines. They leave out sample size or limitations of the study. So think about that for a moment. Peer-reviewed scientific journal articles focuses on what the limitations are, but pop culture journalism ignores that. And it also misrepresents the correlation as causation. So this is a big issue in your stats classes or even just all throughout your high school or college education. You probably continually heard correlation is not causation. Well, we see these headlines all the time that might be based on a scientific journal article, but the scientific article we're showing correlation and not causation. From there, when the media picks it up, these stories go viral, but often at the cost of accuracy. Now, this is a great analogy for how anecdotes really become myths. The Einstein example is used to justify late talking in children as signs of genius. And Einstein may have spoken late, but this also doesn't mean it's a marker of intelligence for others. Now, the Einstein educational products for kids is a great example. If you've heard of the Baby Einstein product line, it included multimedia products, and it was created in the late 1990s and then acquired by Disney. But they were designed to introduce young children to music, to art, language, or science in a way to stimulate curiosity or cognitive development. However, this was based on misinformation. Someone took the idea and put it all together, and then parents started using these products and just plopping children in front of the TV or in front of media several hours a day. And you can obviously see what the problem is here, that it can actually be detrimental. Now, this shows us that stories, ideas, or misinformation can really distort our perceptions and give us misleading advice, even if it comes from a scientific article. Once it's picked up by media, then it's distorted. Now, some more examples of distortion include chocolate chips helps you lose weight. This was something that was based on a really tiny and flawed study. Or the other one is screen time rewires your brain. Now, there is a correlation here, but this is based, again, on this correlation, not causation. And then there's been other statements such as smiling makes you live longer. Now, this is still undergoing weak correlational data, not causal data. So we always want to ask, what does the original study actually say? We want to be skeptical and thoughtful. We want to ask, where is the information from? Was it from a peer-reviewed journal and scientific article? What was the sample size? And are there any alternative explanations? Now, scientific literacy protects you from falling for clickbait or viral misinformation. That's why scientific literacy is important. Now, psychologists need to understand how information is shaped and reshaped in public conversation. And that is why it is important to us. We need to know how to question, analyze, and critically think about information and be able to critically analyze the source. All right, we'll see you in the next video.